Hey there, everybody. I'm CCP Dolan here with CCP Rise, bringing you the 19th match of Day 1 of Alliance Tournament 11, or CCP Fozzy, sorry. We have Darkness of Despair versus Quebec United Legions. Why don't you tell us a little bit about their setups?
Well, Darkness and Despair, I'm really a fan of the setup they brought. It's triple Sleipnir, Cyclone, Scimitar, and then Sentinels and Harpies and Herons. So the Herons are probably going to be using having damps fitted to them. The Sentinels give great tracking disruption. This is a really strong, very versatile team. They're up against what's kind of a grab bag of good ships, but not like a bunch of different good ships. So it's a Ham Legion, Proteus, 2 Hurricane Fleet issues, Executor, 2 Vexers, Griffins. By the way, one of those Griffins got teleported to 0 on the beacon. That's not going to hurt him too much because Darkness is far away, and 2 Molluses. So there's a lot of good stuff there, but I'm not sure it's good stuff that is going to work together as well as it could.
So, interesting to note, the Heron is actually the most mids you can get for 2 points, I believe.
It is indeed. Yep. So I think we are going to see some Herons because of that, and you see the damps of it already being applied probably to those Mollus and Griffins there and the Executor.
Also, is this the first time we've seen a support cruiser instead of a logistics cruiser in the Executor?
No, we've seen a couple of Executors, I think.
Okay.
And I think at least 1 Augurer. So again, plenty of, like, these are cheaper but less effective versions of the Tech 2 logistics ships.
Those must have happened while I was on break.
So the teams are burning into each other now. Hurricane Fleet issue of Dast Pi 666.
Ooh.
Going down, but of course
These
he is
are
armor tanked.
Yeah, but that's still a lot of damage to take right off the bat. I think Darkness and Despair, their local reps are going to be so strong on those Sleipnirs and that Cyclone. Tracking Disruption, out of control, good against Quebec United Legions. Also, these Harpies are just going to tear up Griffins and Molluses.
Yeah, I definitely think they have the stronger setup going into this. Right now, they're going to do have a Heron taking a bunch of damage, but that Hurricane Fleet is not getting enough reps to keep it alive. He is going down slowly, although the Executor is slowing down his death a lot.
Well, he's got the utility newts from the Sleipnirs on top of him. He's got all that damage. Actually, Mystic Rebel in the Sleipnir is taking quite a bit of damage. I don't know if he's just not pumping his ASB right now.
It's very possible. He
goes.
is, however,
He's pumping it now.
He's going now, yeah. So we'll see how well he can survive. If he can knock down this Hurricane Fleet issue, that's going to reduce the DPS quite a bit and help him a lot, and also reduce the newt pressure on him. Hurricane Fleet issues is the second Navy battlecruiser that we've seen so far in this tournament. Before now, it's always been Navy Brutixes, but Hurricane Fleet issues is another ship that I expect we'll see quite a bit in this tournament.
I actually like what Mystic Rebel is doing here. He's keeping Quebec United Legions on the line for a long time. And there goes Hurricane Fleet issue and Dasty Pi 666. And he's going to be able to handle the damage now pretty easily, I think.
Yep.
I think he's just trying to keep the primary on him because they're in a really comfortable position to just start scratching away, taking out this Griffin from QC Soaker on Quebec United Legions.
Yeah, and then moving damage to the Corrupted. I definitely think you're right. The more that he keeps the damage on him instead of, for instance, the Cyclone, the better he's going to be, because that Cyclone will not be able to tank nearly as much. He is, however, going to have to go into reload at some point. The booster that he's using, an Ancillary Shield booster, does have charges that eventually run out, and then you have to reload them. It takes a whole minute. Then that makes him very vulnerable in that time.
Yeah, exactly. But especially if this Hurricane Fleet issue drops before he goes on reload, he'll be able to handle the DPS just with the reps from the Sleipnir alone.
From the Scimitar, yeah. But yeah, that Hurricane of the Corrupted is going down quite quickly. There's now no reps from the Executor. The Executor is damped enough, I think, to reduce his lock range and make him break that lock. And that's going to be the Corrupted down very quickly, as the Griffin of QC also dies. This is a very convincing fight from Darkness of Despair, who a lot of people are expecting are going to be a good, strong newcomer. They've got a lot of the pedigree from Against All Authorities and some of the ex-Darkside people, and it's a really good pedigree, I think, for the team from previous Alliance history.
Yeah, one of the new alliances on TQ, they've sort of made the name for themselves in the past year, become a real problem for a lot of the alliances that are their enemies down in the south. They're looking to have a really strong showing with just good, solid setups. There's nothing innovative here. These are all ships
it's just
that
a good
work
combo.
exactly like you think they do.
Bringing the Sleipnirs, a lot of teams have done that, but then combining it with Sentinels and Harpies, it's just a competent use of a fairly established meta, and they're just doing it very well. I think that's the kind of thing that can take you very far. Having setups like this, and then having a few really creative ones in your back pocket to pull out when you need it, is a really good way to do it. This is a great bread and butter setup.
Yep. They're not looking to do some fancy micro jump driving into your
Nope.
doom.
They're just here to win.
Yeah, they're just here to they are not all. They're also not showing anything that they might show later. They're not opening themselves up to bans in the second weekend. Like, oh, let me ban the Slipnir. Like, it's not like
You
you're
might
gonna
do that
something.
anyways,
You
yeah.
might just do it anyway. It's just not something you're gonna uniquely do against them because you know they have a good setup that uses it. Everybody has a good setup that uses it. They can just watch all the Lions tournaments.
Yep, and getting this win is a huge advantage. The people that get in the winner's bracket, you can get to the finals in I think as few as 9 matches, while you take 20 potentially if you go into the losers bracket. So the shortest way you can win I think is 9, and then it's about 20 the longest way, and it's a huge difference. The amount of matches you have to do, the amount of setups you have to show off, the fatigue for your team is gigantic if you're going all the way through the losers bracket. So getting this win is very key.
Do you know what's the easiest way to win?
Just win all the time.
Just be the best.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
always be better than their team.
Just always be better.
Have
than
their
your
hit
opponent,
points
yes.
hit 0
Yes.
before your hit points hit
Kill
0.
all their ships. Have them not show up. That's
also,
all, that
works really well. Yeah.
You don't have to be better than them if they don't show up. We just now have one Mollusk just dropping down through structure, about to explode. And then
the
final
Legion.
left on field.
Yep. Again, Quebec United Legion bringing ships that I like in the tournament. Legion, especially with Hams, and if you can combine it with Newts, is really good. Proteus can be very effective. Hurricane Fleets, Vexers, Griffins, Mollusks, Zekirs, all very strong ships. But it would have been better, I think, if they'd actually brought a more consistent set of ships that had all the same kind of engagement profile. More Hurricane Fleet issues instead of one of the command ships or the strategic cruisers maybe, but we'll see. They're going to be in the elimination bracket tomorrow, and we're going to be taking a quick break before our next match.
All right, see you in a few minutes.